Welcome to Founderland.
Fire in the grill. Why is innovation so hard in the financial industry?
Because the financial industry is broken and it's full of people who are not innovative. Hard, long, dangerous journey with minimum wage.
One thing fintech salespeople are doing wrong: sales coaching agent to replace Ned.
No salary for 5 years. It's a financially bad decision in your soul.
100% of entrepreneurs do succeed.
If you want a free POC, I'm going to say it. Shame on you.
Why is funding drying up in fintechs? If you had $1 billion, what fintech would you start/fund? $1 billion, B2B wealth tech?
I'm not going to do it. I don't have the bravery. I don't have the mental strength. You know why fintech doesn't work? Built by finance people.
Yep.
We're the problem.
Singapore to build such a thriving ecosystem.
Enterprise Singapore paid for us to go on trips. Singapore's order and life is unbelievably clear.
More startups which have been killed by uncertainty.
If you're not brave enough, no shame, no shame.
Guys, welcome back to In the Grill with Digi Janice. We are in the home run of this. We have been in the studio for about 3 hours, 8 minutes. Ned has, is the living example of, stamina, strength, etc. His energy is so infectious. All of us are still here. We are going ahead and doing more. This is a newer addition to our lineup. It is called Fire in the Grill. It's a fireside chat. We have some questions we are going to ask you, and we're going to go about this. Guys, there are 3 different parts before this. So I am really hoping you have watched those 3 very candid discussions, very raw discussions. If you watch them and you feel offended, you know where Ned runs, So,
Yes,
so if you can catch him, you can talk to him. Okay. So now we are going to start this. So Ned, I'm going to look at these questions. It is very hard to remember.
All good. All good.
It is very hard to remember these many questions. So I'm going to keep looking at these questions. Give us an answer. Let's assume nobody has watched anything.
Okay.
So we are going to go topic by topic. This first topic is banking.
Mm-hmm.
What are banks doing wrong when engaging with fintechs?
They see them as a vendor when they should be a partner. If you look at a fintech and believe that it is your job as a bank to show them, tell them, and make them do what you want, you're missing the point. You work together in harmony, you'll get a better outcome. And by the way, never negotiate. Pay what they ask.
Great answer. Why is innovation so hard in the financial industry?
Because the financial industry is broken and it's full of people who are not innovative. I don't mean that in a bad way. Innovation, if you were truly innovative, you would work in an innovative industry.
Yeah.
The reason we all work in finance is it pays a lot of money. That's the cold hardware. You know what's innovative? Creating beautiful art. You know what's innovative? Climbing a huge mountain and jumping off it on a solar power wing. You'll probably die. It is not optimized for innovation. It is optimized for financial return.
If you were the chief innovation officer of a global bank, how would you run it?
I would, as mentioned, use the Shackleton approach that we tell everybody we're going on a hard, long, dangerous journey with minimum wages in the cold with no food almost, and it's doubtful we'll succeed. And I'll get people on board, and we would only build what we believe the customer wants with little to no regard of what legacy is, not because I don't know it's a reality, but customers don't care about legacy. We build what we believe customers will love, no matter what.
Are fintechs still shaping the future of banking, or are they mere guinea pigs for banking?
I believe they're more guinea pigs in the whole. There are some that break free, but there's a phrase that I love. A bank's job is to get innovative before a startup can get profitable.
Great answer. We are going to now switch to sales leadership. You and I both love sales a lot.
Love it.
So now, okay. One thing fintech salespeople are doing wrong. Let's assume they have not watched any episode.
that they think anybody cares about their product, that they think anybody wants to buy their features, that they think anybody has any interest in what they've built. We only sell benefits. If you can't do that, you don't have a product.
Advice to sales leadership on incorporating AI.
Ha! There's a phrase B2B, business to business. There's a phrase B2C, business to customers. You know what you should be thinking? H to H, human to human. Because in the end of the day, we can use AI for a lot. But if at any point it gets in between a human interaction, and we're talking B2B enterprise here, at some point, a human needs to be involved.
Yep.
Use AI only to the point of the opportunity of a human interaction. And if you spoil that interaction with AI, I think you use it too much.
Great answer. Let's turn the tables.
Yeah.
If you could build a sales coaching agent to replace Ned, the sales coach, what would be the top 5 features?
Well, remember the top 5 benefits. Okay.
Guys, he walks the talk. Okay. What are the top 5, benefits that it delivers? Okay.
Number 1 benefit, the AI agent understands that your product has benefits or not. Because if it doesn't, we can't sell it. Number 1. Number 2, the AI agent shows you how to tell your story. I have a phrase, embarrassment is the cost of leads. The AI agent has no embarrassment. It will tell you how to tell your story so people can buy from it. Number 3 is pure process. I tell people have a great CRM. The agent just does it all for you. An AI agent would drill your CRM. Why? Because it makes customers happy. What is the benefit of happy customers? It is more. And I'm only going to do 4. I'm going to do the last one. The biggest benefit from this AI agent is that it would free up salespeople to only do sales meetings. Imagine this. Imagine you did 8 meetings a day and you had no follow-up to do ever. Everything was taken care of. How much would you sell if you just did 8 in-person sales meetings a day in enterprise? What a benefit. That's maybe even the number 1, that it allows you to just do sales and nothing else.
Yeah, no, I've done 8 meetings a day in enterprise, and the follow-up after that is like,
it's so
insane.
Much, but you have to do it.
And I make it difficult for myself. I do like handwritten notes rather than I've still not moved to writing on a mobile in a meeting. I feel it is a little disrespectful. People have moved on, but I am still on the note taking side. So it is a lot. Great. Now we move on to advice. What is your advice to fintech entrepreneurs in 2025?
Don't do it. It's brutal in there. This is not, I want you to go and go to LinkedIn and put in founder tourism. I've forgotten the guy's name. He wrote a post called Founder Tourism. It went viral and it said, hey guys, welcome to Founderland. I'll give you a quick look. It's building something you believe in. It is getting a great team together. It is going out and pitching. It's freedom from the man in corporate. Oh, now you're in? You want to know what the reality is? You want to see what founder is? This is absolute brutality. This is not 24/7. This is deep in your soul. This is a 1% survival rate. This is no salary for 5 years. What I'm telling you is don't do it unless you absolutely, completely believe, because this is not a tourist zone. This is work. And it's the greatest work you can ever do in your entire life. But don't do it unless you are ready.
It is as true as it is as candid as somebody can get. And, I became an entrepreneur when I was 26 years old, 3 months before my getting married.
Wow, dude.
You don't see these scars because they are deep inside.
But you have them.
Yeah. And, but moving on, this is about you and, us getting... What is your one advice to bankers wanting to get free from corporate and trying it out with fintechs?
to get free from corporate and move into a job at
with
a
a
fintech?
fintech, yeah.
Ha! Accept that it's a financially bad decision in your soul. Just accept it. If you can't accept it, don't do it. And if you're and you know what? I'm going to give. There's no square in the circle. It's going to suck financially, almost certainly.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And are you brave? And if you're not brave enough, no shame. No shame. Like I know some people say everybody should be an entrepreneur. Absolutely not. And should you try fintech land? Yeah, it's great. And will you maybe run out of money? Sure. And will you get like late fees on your credit card and all this BS? Yes. And this is going to sound terrible. I almost want it to hurt. You don't learn, I'm an ultra runner. I believe you learn the most in deep suffering. Hey, let's go join a fintech. It'll be cute. It's not cute. It's hard. But if you do it, it's amazing. It's really amazing.
Yeah. And I'll add, I think only a fraction of entrepreneurial ventures succeed. But I feel like if you've given it a fair shot, 100% of entrepreneurs do succeed. They eventually end up doing something which is far more exponential than they would have done.
Just to add on to that question, while Bamboo doesn't succeed, if I give myself 10 years to look at how I hope a better person I am or what I've learned, will I be a better person at 67, because Bamboo failed when I was 57, than I would have been if it succeeded? When Bamboo failed, Shankar, the Irons Crane data, sent me the most amazing quote from a football coach called Marco Biesla. And he said, success degrades people. What I want you to love is he's talking about football, the chase of the line, the kick of the ball, the length of the line, the arc of the shot.
Yep.
And only because when you get success, people say, well done. And it clouds your judgment. I want you to come in here and accept that. So I have to accept that it didn't work, and I have to accept that leaves pain. But what I'm learning is in that. And because most fail, you're going to learn something truly beautiful. How to fail, how to come back. And I don't want it to be all, it'll be amazing when it comes back. The reality is hard things teach you a lot. So when I tell you don't be a founder, do it, but be aware that
it's going to change you. No, absolutely. And great answer. Moving on, and you will love this question. What is your advice to banks asking for free POC in 2025?
Yeah, stop it immediately. Pay double. If you're not prepared to pay double, don't do it. Number one, if you want a free POC, I'm going to say it, shame on you. That is the founder's money you're taking out of their pocket to pay for your project. It makes no sense. You're almost guaranteeing failure. Why are you doing it? It's, and I know it's not because you're a bad person or whatever. You think it's the right path. It is not. You're guaranteeing failure for both of you. Do not do it.
Great answer. And I hope some of the banks listen to you. Let's change slight gears. Now let's talk about some specific funding questions. You're going to love this even more. Why is funding drying up in fintechs?
Because most people don't get an exit and they realize it's not a great place to put money.
How do you change that?
I don't think you do. I think it's just, how do you change it? It's a really great question. I think the reality is all startup investing is pretty 0 or 1, right? You either get an outcome or you don't. And most don't. I think what we'd like to normalize is the valuation early on. Maybe this would be my thoughts. The way to normalize it is to stop focusing on valuation, because of course that's part of it. But the way to do it is to find an investment that both of us either win or lose. And so often the founder gets away with very little, not because they've done a bad job, not because the VC is a bad person. The structure of it is misaligned. And I think when we have people wanting a return and people trying to build a business, so I think, I don't have the exact answer, Laksh, but there is this idea whereby we can put money in that somehow can balance the need of the investor and the founder, because they're very different.
Great answer. A lot for the industry to think about.
It's complex.
One red flag that entrepreneurs miss while dealing with investors.
Oh, I know this stone cold. I'll tell you straight up. If you don't love the investor before they put their money in, do not take their money, because the minute their money in, you will hate them.
Even more.
As I said, if you don't love them, what I mean is, obviously there's different types of love. What I mean is, if in your tummy, you think, oh, I don't know if I should take money, do not take it. Now, that's easy for me to say when your startup's about to shut and there's no other money around. I get it, right? I get it. And guys, I have been there. The biggest red flag, people say to me, oh, do you take money from PE or family office or angels? Guys, stop saying that. Take money from good humans that you like. They're just humans. PE, family office, VC, that's all mean, in my view, that's all meaningless. Do you find somebody that you have a good connection with, that you believe you can work with, and that you see eye to eye? Because if you don't at the beginning, it can get real ugly later.
Absolutely. Let's turn the table. If you had $1 billion, what fintech would you start/fund?
What a great question. So there's one very personal thing. So as people know, it has to be in fintech.
Yep.
Let's do fintech. All right.
That's the audience, right?
Of course. Because I'm secretly going to do an ultra running business, but that's completely separate. You know what I would start? And it's really weird to say, but I think now I can do it. I want to be clear. I'm not doing it. I think I know how to build a B2B wealth tech now. I think I know.
$1 billion, B2B wealth tech.
I think I know how to do it.
Maybe we should call you back for that episode again, and we should talk to you.
I might be full of it, but what else would I do? I spent 10 years learning. What am I going to do? Try something else I don't know? I truly know this now, and I lie awake at night and think what I could have done. I would build a B2B wealth tech that would dominate, and I know how to build it. I'm not going to do it. I don't have the bravery. I don't have the mental strength. I don't have it. But in a alternate universe.
Yeah, it is a tough journey. It scars you for life, and what fintech would you fund if you had $1 billion?
That's a great question. Well, obviously I've talked about it so much. Altruist, which I think is already super well funded, but I think they have changed the industry completely. And I would fund another imaginary one. I would find people who have never been in finance, who had no bankers, no finance people, no anything. Because I missed. When I met Robinhood in 2015, I almost joined them. And they were a bunch of gamers. You know why finance doesn't work? You know why fintech doesn't work? It's built by finance people.
Yep.
We're the problem. Why would you back somebody who created the problem to fix the problem? I would find a fintech built by complete outsiders, total outsiders, and I would give them a ton of money.
Great answer. Last stretch. You've talked a lot about Singapore and the role the ecosystem has played. What has enabled Singapore to build such a thriving ecosystem? What works?
They have the capital. There is the capital here that is rare elsewhere. When I tell startups in other countries that the government, like Enterprise Singapore, paid for us to go on trips and helped us introduce to people, built the Singapore Fintech Festival that as a startup, I paid like $1,000 to have a booth at. The ability of Singapore to have capital, which is, Singapore's about to be 60. It has done an unbelievable job managing its reserves. And Singapore both had the will and the capital. We're few countries in the world that, we have a surplus. We have capital to do it. And when Singapore puts its mind to something, it has a way to be able to do it. And it put its mind to fintech. And I think that's incredibly rare. Obviously, the other side of it is we're a very small nation. We're a port in Asia. But I'll also say, shout out Subnendo and Roy. People know who Subnendo is, but I'm going to shout out Roy, the guy who helped start the Singapore Fintech Festival. When they started that, and they told me in 2016, we're doing a fintech event, and this is over here, people in Singapore, out at Changi on a Wednesday afternoon, and 10,000 people are coming. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. And I turned up. I was like, now it's 50,000. So a combination of will, desire, the right people at the right time, and money.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sop is going to be on the show in a few weeks. So we'll talk to him. One aspect of Singapore's strategy that you think no country can copy.
There is such a deep level here of understanding that the rules are the rules and the rules work and we all play the game. And there's no quandary about that. It either is or it isn't. But it's incredibly hard. That's taken 60 years to create. Now, are there downsides of that? Sure. People could say it stifles creativity to a degree. Oh, Singapore, blah, 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 doesn't have X, Y, and Z. Sure, Singapore's not perfect. But do we have an ability? When you build here, you know what is what. You know what the regulations are. You know where the capital is.
Yep.
You know how to set up a company. It's very clear. And I think that is very hard to just create. It's very hard to create. And it's such a huge legacy thing. And I think that's why Singapore has that unique ability, is that from every part of Singapore's order and life is unbelievably clear.
Absolutely. I think certainty there are more startups which have been killed by uncertainty than anything else in the world.
Sure.
Great answer. Before we let you go from this huge 3.5-hour marathon and don't forget, there is something more. But before you let you go, one thing you would change in the financial industry today?
Yeah. I would absolutely change the names of all the products. Mutual funds? What are you talking about? Guys, all of these terms that you have, why don't we speak English? So that's the number one thing I would change. If I can have number two, the number one thing I would change is, why don't we just speak in English so people can do that? And the number two thing that I would change is that if you can't explain your pricing in 5 words, you can't have it. No more than 5 words to explain your pricing. If you cannot explain it in 5 words, it is not allowed.
Yeah. Great answer. Thank you. We are done.
Super fun.
But we're not done. So at the beginning of this, I told you you've been very inspiring, etc. You're doing ultra marathons, etc. So today, while you're here and you are somebody who encourages people to do fitness,
yes,
we are going to start one small challenge.
Let's go.
1 million steps in the next 100 days.
For me?
No, you will do 1 million steps in a day. But not everybody is, where you are, Ned. And I realized there are people more like me when it comes to fitness.
You're getting at it.
Yeah, and more than you. And we have to build this up. So guys, you know what?
Amazing.
Let's do a 1 million step challenge over 100 days. That is 10,000 steps over 100 days. I'm going to start as soon as we release this video. We are not going to wait.
Amazing.
And Ned has done that. And listen, guys, why don't you start with me? This has nothing to do with what DigiJanice does, but we are collectively watching this. We could go out there, let's do 10,000 steps for 100 days. It has great health benefit. You can read about it. And we are going to start. I'm going to start and I'm going to post regular updates.
Wow.
And where am I? If I've only done 3,000 a day, I'm going to tell you. And and I'm personally recovering from an injury, so I might be off to a slow start, but I'm going to start. And I wanted to do with Ned in the studio because, guys, he's a very inspiring guy. He's helped build so many leaders in the industry. He's helped so many people, and he's come in here and agreed to this chat just to help bring out how do we fix these things which are broken. So I hope you see it for what that is. And, thank you, Ned. And
that is so cool. Well, actually, just to say, thank you for that. I'm super inspired that you're doing that. I will commit to you. I have a large running race on October the 18th.
Yes.
I have about 100 days to go for that.
Okay.
Of course, we're all doing it at different parts. I will commit that I will do, I don't know what the number is, but I will commit my training and I will keep it updated. Yeah. That I will do my best in those 100 days as well. But good on you. I know you are working hard on it, and I love it. It's great to see. Thank you, man.
And our 1 million step challenge starts today.
Let's go.
Let's go. Thank you. Okay. So Oh, that was 5.5 hours. I wanted to announce it a few days ago, but I thought it would be best to do it with you.
Amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. And look, it is such a great thing. Hey, you're coming back, having these. I tell people, quite often I post on LinkedIn and I say, I'm going to do something. You know why? When you say it in public, you have to do it, man.
You have to do it, exactly.
No choice now. When you don't say it, you can be like, yeah, maybe not. You can hide in the distance.
Yeah.
When you do it, that's awesome, man. Thank you for that. That's amazing.
Yeah, and you should own this 1 million step challenge. You should post about it.
I will.
And because you are like 50 something, and you are doing. Sorry,
58.
58.
And I don't know if I told you, I'm representing Singapore at the World Championships of Long Distance Running. I'm the current Singapore champion. So I won the Singapore Championships of Long Distance Running, and I am going to the World Championships to represent Singapore on the world stage.
I can't believe that.
And I am 58.
I think this injury came as a good reality check. So yeah, we're done.